we have my Keylime iBook Special Edition. It's my favorite vintage Mac in my collection, and it runs very well, even with the original hard drive still inside. And this is a purple DualSense controller for the PlayStation 5. Now, what do these two objects have in common? Not that much, really. But today I can show you that you can still use the DualSense on an iBook running OS 9 just with a USB cable. So I've got my iBook all ready to go here, and let's press the power button. You can hear that hard drive spinning up and click away as it loads the operating system. And we have Mac OS 9.2.2 on here. Of course, with the lovely Keylime background to match. I'll get back to you once it's all booted up. You can see we're now in Mac OS 9.2. So for today's experiment, I'm going to be using the classic Connectix Virtual Game Station, a classic PlayStation emulator developed by Connectix for classic Mac OS. It honestly runs fairly well, especially on this iBook, which is only 466 megahertz. This controller on the iBook, I'm going to be using USB overdrive. Now, I'm not entirely sure if it's necessary for Game Station, but I'm using it just in case since it's a useful utility in general. Here we have USB overdrive. And I am going to plug in my USB-C cable to the iBook and the other end to the DualSense. Plug in that USB cable. And now the other end into the DualSense. And we should be good to go. So let's open up Game Station. Okay, we're at the CD prompt, but first I'm going to show you that this actually works by opening up the preferences and controller setup. And this honestly maps fairly well, considering it's just a evolution of the original PlayStation controller. We can start with L1, L2, up, left, down, right, R1, R2, triangle, circle, cross, square, select will be on the share button, and start on options, and it works. So let's hit OK. And I am going to first be using Ridge Racer by Namco, one of my favorite games for the PlayStation. Just pop in that CD and the game will load. Let's get ready to play. And we are in, playing the loading Galaxian game. Hopefully, I'm not very good at this. And getting ready to play Ridge Racer. My disc is kind of on its last leg, so the music may not all be there. I'm gonna put on my favorite track, which is just the main theme, and the RT Ryuku as my car. Beginner course, of course, just for a quick demonstration. let's go. Switching to third-person view since I prefer that. And you can see the game actually runs fairly well for being on a 466 megahertz machine with software from the early 2000s. It only really seems to stutter in areas where there are lots of cars on screen, or in the expert course when it gets to the expert section at the end of the lap. Whoops. And you can see I'm using this DualSense just fine. It's very responsive and feels natural for the game. In addition to being a showcase of using this controller on the iBook, it's really just a demonstration of Connectix Virtual Game Station working on classic Mac OS. You can see that Connectix was actually quite ahead of their time for the emulation scene. Now, I have an original PS1 myself, but this is more interesting to me to show off in a video. About to finish lap 1, didn't quite make the record. And I'm just having fun playing Ridge Racer on my iBook. Oop. On to the final turn. See if I can pull ahead. Oop. Come on. We are in first place. Looks like we're gonna finish first. And once again, I unfortunately did hit the record, but that was a good race. And a great demonstration of the DualSense. So now I'm going to switch games. This time I'll be playing another Namco classic, Air Combat, which later became known as Ace Combat. So let's reset and load up Air Combat. Here we go. And you'll be able to see with this game that Virtual Game Station is able to handle full motion video sequences just fine with this very entertaining intro for Air Combat. I'll just be skipping that and go right into the first mission. And this is one of those early PlayStation games that uses circle as confirm instead of cross. I know it was always like that in Japan until recently, but it does mess me up a little considering I'm used to cross as confirm in the West. I'll just be doing the first mission here and finishing up. Let's use the F-14 Tomcat. And here we go. Let's get the other guy. Come on. This guy's got to show up at some point. There we go. Got a MiG over here, MiG 31. Let's move on to the next target. Enemy in sight. Got 2 C5s up ahead. Let's get him. Let's get the other one. Let's head on over and get the last enemies. Here with you. Got an F4 over here. Not a requirement, but I'll take him down anyway. Let's get those last targets. I am going the wrong way. All right. Enemy in sight. Unfortunately, Game Station doesn't exactly keep the computer awake, so as you see, I had to just touch the trackpad to keep it from going to sleep. And this should be the end of the mission. Got him. I think that's enough Game Station for now. Thank you for watching me demonstrate this. It's something I've wanted to show off a long time, especially since I love my iBook. I love collecting games as well, and this is an excellent crossover between those two hobbies. Just like to end off this video mentioning that I am producing this as part of the Marchintosh event, which will be going on for the entire month of March 2022 and hopefully for years to come. Marchintosh is an event where creators all over the internet celebrate the Macintosh and everything related to classic Apple. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.